We are back for the second of 3 events on the 2020 FIBA 3x3 World Tour. We got 14 teams battling out for 3x3 glory, hoping to come out on top in this most unusual of a season. Welcome to Debrecen, y'all, home of the Hungary Masters 2020. In this magazine, we chat with Paulius Belavicius of Shake Gubale and Darius Tarvidis from 3x3 Rookies Utena Uni Club about the rise of 3x3 in Lithuania. And we sit down with Disco Domo to talk about his journey from lockdown to 3x3 restart. Plus, a conversation with Grabo, part of the next generation of great 3x3 dunkers. And you know you can't miss the best plays of the tournament. We got a top 5 that you cannot miss from Hungary at the end of the magazine. You better stay tuned. It's quick, it's epic, and now it's Olympic. Welcome to the world of FIBA 3x3 basketball, a game played with non-stop music on a half court between 2 teams of 3 players aiming to hit 21 points before 10 minutes of game time is up. Previously at the FIBA 3x3 World Tour. In Debrecen, Lehman showed the 3x3 world why they still the top dogs. Taking down newcomers Utena Uni Club 21-16 in a hard-fought final. Former 3x3 world number 1 Stefan Stojicic, a.k.a. Mr. Robot, carried the team on his back on the way to taking home MVP honors. Can they continue their dominance? Or will we see a resurgence of 4-time World Tour winners Novi Sad? Can Riga follow their dynamic duo to the winner's circle? In the most competitive and loaded World Tour in history, will we see more supremacy from the game's best? Or will we see upsets in Hungary? Let's jump into it. It's like Christmas in September. The World Tour is back, and we ready to get it on day 1. Novi Sad came out firing too, making up for their tough start in Debrecen. They only gave up 13 points in 2 games, bullying their opponents like Biff Tannen. In their game against Ulaanbaatar, it was a showcase of the world's best, as Marco Savage came in with a game-high 9 points. But Mr. Bulletproof also had a say-so, slicing and dicing through the defense like a Michelin star chef. But the play of the game? Oh, that came from this no-look backdoor pass from Savage. You want to talk about a 5-star dish. Delicious. They closed the door with the TSO fastest game honors, finishing with a season-best 4 minutes and 7 seconds left on the clock. It was more of the same versus Umpalets, locking down the check side like Fort Knox. There was no walk in the park for Lehman, winners of the Debrecen Masters just a few days before. They went toe-to-toe with Jeddah in the only OT game of the day. And hey, who doesn't like free basketball? Lehman was missing Mr. Robot with injury, but that didn't stop him from going ham in the final 30 seconds. They took the game from 19-15 to 19-19 thanks to 2 clutch buckets from Kovacevic, who had a game-high 10 points. In OT, it was the same script. Kovacevic to the rescue, knocking down the game winner for the TSO buzzer beater. But Lehman didn't leave the day unscathed. The number 10 seed Lausanne get the dub like the Wilson logo. Speaking of dub, Wes Motini was like a one-man construction crew doing work inside and out on his way to leading them to a 21-15 victory. The surprise of day 1 came from Ub, who finished a perfect 2-0, including a win over powerhouse Riga. If Lasmanis and Miesis are Batman and Robin, then Popovic and Pashailic might just be the Joker and Riddler, because they were giving them problems all day long. The sun was shining in Hungary, but the dynamic duo was making it rain 2-pointers. They took the dub and the pool win to earn their spot in the bracket. New York Harlem was balling out on day 1. They may have Disco Domo running the show, but it's Joey King who's ruling the Inleo flow. Shake got plenty of game of their own and started knocking down shots like happy hour. In the end, it was too much King for Shake to take, who scored a game-high 10 points in the 21-17 win. So the top 4 teams in the world make it to the quarterfinals, with Riga squeezing in for the second time in 2 Masters. Meantime, we say goodbye early to Shake Gubale, and it's also good hustle, but see you next time. For Lausanne, Upales Bernard, and Debrecen. This July, 3x3 basketball came to Lithuania in a big way with the Hops Trans 3x3 event. The country's best basketball players joined Shake Gubale, the number 6 team in the world, for a month-long event.
Rolandas Kizgiris, the head of 3x3 in Lithuania, said in one interview that he believes that our team, Shake Gubale, could beat 3 or 4 players of the best teams of Lithuania if they do not train. So it started from that, and all the top teams of First League, LKL in Lithuania would like to beat us.
It raised the bar for 3x3 in Lithuania with new talented players like Team Utena Uniclub, and now that people have gotten a taste, oh, they hooked.
The Hope Tribes tournament was a really successful tournament. A lot of fans, a lot of friends call me or write a message that they really love the intensity, physicality. There's some guy saying, oh, I'm watching the basketball, I don't even have time to go take a beer, you know, it's so interesting and so cool to watch.
It was the best timing to do the tournament. Many excited people wanted to see it live.
There was 700 seats in the court, and a lot of people was waiting outside. They was watching on a big screen on the outside of the tent.
Now lots of people from different towns or districts are thinking how to start new teams and to show themselves in the world.
As if it wasn't enough for Shake Gubale and Utena Uniclub had met 4 times in 4 weeks at the Hop Trans 3x3 in Lithuania, they met again at the Debrecen Masters. Utena improved their record to 4-1 against Shake and went all the way to the final in the first Masters of the season.
It's a shame that we were in the same group and only one team could go further.
To be honest, I don't want to say that it's some big rivalry or something. Just I think someone have to win, someone have to lose, and I'm happy that we won. But Shake is a great team, and I think they have a bright future also.
No matter what the format, Lithuanians have basketball in their blood, and this Hop Trans 3x3 event showed the best of the basketball-loving nation.
5-on-5 or 3x3 basketball, it's basketball, so everybody loves that.
I think it's in our blood, you know, Lithuania, the basketball is a second religion.
Every win, especially when you wear a Lithuania sign on your chest, it's a big thing in Lithuania.
All right. Here's a look at your quarterfinal bracket, which features 6 of the top 8 teams in the world. First off, the world's #1 Lehman went up against Riga, who just snuck into the bracket. That wouldn't matter for the Latvians, though, who brought their secret weapons. The crewman's laser 2-pointer, which helped them jump out to an 8-1 lead. And of course, Batman and Robin were playing with Lehman like children's toys, giving and going and making it look easy on the way. Crewman sealed the deal with another 2-piece, and Riga walked away with a 22-11 win and ended Lehman's chance at a Masters repeat. We have a new can't-miss show this World Tour, and we calling it the Joey and Jones experience. New York Harlem was all over Ulaanbaatar from the first whistle, with Disco Domo finding Joey King for the deuce, and then inside, where Joey was playing more nasty than King Joffrey. Domo was playing like the World Tour 2019 MVP we've come to know, knocking down a pair of double dips that left the nets drenched. Ulaanbaatar kept it close with a rainbow from Inkbot and some fancy passing that would make the Brooklyn Nets coach even nod. In the end, it was too much King, though, who deserves the scoring crown atop his head, finishing off the Mongolian side 21-17 with time to spare. Novi side were the best team on day one, allowing just 13 total points against their two opponents. The four-time FIBA 3x3 World Tour winners were on a mission and needed to get past Piotr for another shot at the World Tour title. The Serbians relied on Mr. Bulletproof to get them going, driving and swishing with ease. My guy, Mr. Bullet, was showing more range than the 5G tower. Piotr wouldn't go away, though, easy. They fought him off like the Karate Kid, knocking down 2 points and giving Novi side all they had. In the end, though, Novi side went with the good old-fashioned bully ball tactic, feeding Frankenstein for the finish and the win. Last but not least, Ub and Jeddah squared off in a battle of the two lowest-seeded teams in the quarterfinals. Strajinja Stojic put Kevin Core in the paint mixer for the early bucket, and then he drove to the basket, shifting like a Formula One racer. But Jeddah would not go away easy. They did their best Harlem Globetrotters impression with a sweet pass from Kilian to Core. Maybe the moment of the game came from Pashailic, who sent Simon Arduch to yoga class. Sit down. We went back and forth like a game of ping pong, but Ub caught fire with 3 straight two-pieces to close the game out 21-17 and keep their streak alive. The TSO Shootout Contest. This is the moment we crown the best sniper in the tournament. The record was on alert as New York, Harlem, and World Tour 2019 MVP Disco Domo Jones went bananas, and he was dancing on the way like he was auditioning for Broadway or something. The quick feet and smooth stroke earned him 15 points and some sweet social media mentions. Novi side's Marco Savage also came for the bag, but he didn't get the perfect double rack like he needed to win. The sharpshooter finished with 14, just 1 behind Jones, who takes home the title. Disco Domo is your winner of the Hungary Masters TSO Shootout Contest. Oh, you want to know more about Disco Domo, huh? Well, there are few players in 3x3 that are more electrifying than him. And like the rest of us, he was disappointed to hear about the postponement of the Olympics and the 3x3 World Tour.
I was so disappointed. I was actually preparing to go to the qualifying tournament with Team USA. So, I was so excited. And so when we found out everything was canceled, nobody expected it to be this long, this 6-month hiatus and stuff like that.
When he heard it was time to lace up the sneaks again and get to Debrecen for the World Tour, he called his teammates to get back on the court with the quickness.
My reaction was, I got to get ready fast. I had to get the guys together. Joey's from Minnesota. Marcel, it was quarantined down in Queens. Kadani, he went to Atlanta for a little while just to get away because the rate was so high in New York. So when we got back together, we knew it was straight back to business, but it was good seeing each other because we miss each other and it's bigger than basketball for us. We're all brothers at the end of the day. So thank God that he decided to do it in the summertime where they can go outside and have, like daily workouts and things of that nature. So I was so happy that it was back, we missed it, the fans missed it. So we're just looking forward to getting back to it.
Jones and his teammates had to move heaven and earth to get to Europe, but nothing was going to stop them from playing on the World Tour.
In New York, we had a high rate for a little while. Everybody's getting tested, and the labs wasn't giving it back, so it wasn't a priority to get the lab results back and stuff like that. So we had to pay people, to, expedite our process and things of that nature. So I'm exhausted. I'm aggravated. I'm tired of the process. You can fly into one place one day and then the next week you can't fly in. So we actually have flights into Amsterdam. Then it wasn't allowing no Americans into Amsterdam, so we didn't get stuck there. So we had to book again through Paris. So it was just a hassle, constant emails and texts. I was just overwhelmed, I just wanted to get back to the game, but just the procedure and everything to get out here. But, it's all worth it. Like I said, I've been looking forward to it for so long. It was all worth it. We missed the game and we missed our fans, interacting with our fans and just playing the game and competing. We missed that so much. So just getting back at it for us, that was our top priority. And by the grace of God, we made it.
Three of the top 4 seeds make it through to the semis and are joined by a perfect OOB squad who defeated Lehman on their way to the semifinal stage. First up is Riga and New York Harlem in a battle of 3x3 titans. It was the Las Manas show early on as Batman was feasting on the Gotham City defenders. But New York Harlem would answer with Joey King, the leading scorer for the Hungary Masters, knocking down the double shot with the green release. Riga would answer with the corner 2 ball from Krumans, giving them an 8-point lead that they would never relinquish. Disco Domo was still tricking and treating, getting to the basket for Harlem, but it wasn't enough. Riga finished them off with who else but the Cape Crusader himself, Carlos Las Manas, earning a trip to their World Tour final in Debrecen, 21-15.
We're gonna go for 100% now, and we'll see what's gonna happen.
See you in the final.
Next up, it was Novi Sad's turn to try and defeat OOB in a battle of 2 unbeaten teams. You would think Mr. Bulletproof and his squad would run away with this one, right? But OOB went, oops, I did it again. Their pistoleros Popovic and Paisalic came out gunning, jumping to a 6-1 lead. But you knew Novi Sad was just a sleeping giant. They would go on a 5-point run, including 2 2-pointers from the world number 1. But they might as well start calling Paisalic the fireman, because he was torching Novi Sad. He knocked down a 2-piece to give OOB a 20-17 lead, and then hit the bull's eye on Bulletproof to keep their perfect run alive. OOB advances in a shocker to face Riga.
I'm very proud of my team, and I think we'll beat Riga in the finals.
It's time for the much-awaited Wilson Dunk Contest, and we got one incredible group of high flyers, let me tell you. We had a lineup of masters in Debrecen, with Poland's Piotr Grabowski, a.k.a. Grabo, going up against Dmitry Smooth Kravenko from Ukraine and Rafał Lepek-Lipinski from Poland. In the first round, Grabo started off the day by leaping over his idol Lepek and threw down the windmill yam. Lepek was not to be outdone and jumped over Smooth for the double clutch smash. Missed dunks on his second attempt would end Smooth's day a little early, but he put everyone on alert with his first dunk, a signature behind the back flip jam that was nasty and sweet at the same time. The final was a matchup for Polish pride. Both of these men brought it for the fans and pulled out all the stops. Lepek went straight up Vince Carter on us with his first dunk, hanging his elbow on the rim, and I think it left a mark. It only got better from there, though, pulling out a perfect 30 with a 360 between the legs punch. But even those showstoppers were not enough to beat Grabo. My man wouldn't be denied. He started off a perfect score with the scorpion dunk that made us check his shoes for springs. The 4-time dunk contest winner was just getting going. Next, he jumped over Smooth, put the ball through his legs, and threw it back inverted. We still trying to figure out how he did that. He finished it off with an under both legs over someone that was so impressive, it even got Aaron Gordon's attention on social media. The rest is history. Grabo took home the $3,000 check and the bragging rights. Yes, we picked all the contest winners for features in this magazine. You know you like it. There are a few dunkers who make your jaw drop like Piotr Grabowski. the winner of 4 Masters dunk contests, fell in love with basketball from a young age, well before he could even throw it down.
I was a young boy who, fall in love with basketball. So I find a club, but I wasn't really good. I always, sitting on the bench at the games. So I decided to be a pro dunker. I hit my first dunk 4 years ago, and it was unbelievable feeling.
Of course, even as one of the best dunkers in the world, he has tremendous respect for his fellow competitor Lipek, whom he's admired for a long time.
Many years ago, Lipek was mentor for me because he was pro dunker. He was really one of the best dunkers in the world. So I decided, wow, in the future I will be like him. I remember that I write to a lot of dunkers. I write also to the Dunk Elite, like, whoa, check my new dunks on low rim. I was like weird guy.
Now he's reached the top of his game. The new generation keeps raising the bar. We cannot wait to see what's next.
New dunkers are on very highest level because, like 10 years ago, dunker could win a contest doing like BTL, and right now, pro dunker just starting the contest to do BTL, and after under both legs, BTL over someone and stuff like that. So new generation is new generation.
So you want to be a world-class dunker? Grabo has the download on what you'll need to do if you want to see 10s from the judges.
Be patient, work hard, lift a lot of weight, keeping healthy diet, and believe in yourself because it's the most important thing.
The final is a rematch of the game we saw in the pool phase. Riga and UB battling it out for the Hungary Masters 2020 title. Riga, they're no stranger to Hungary, are they? They finished runners-up at the Debrecen Masters in both 2018 and 19. UB, meantime, the 10th-ranked team in the world, came in hotter than Carolina Reaper. It was the Batman and Robin show to start things off as Miezis found Lasmanis for the streaking layup, and Riga were off to the races just like usual. But Ivan Popovic brought his A-game, and he was carrying his team like a Herschel backpack, knocking down the two-piece from everywhere. This game was as tight as a pair of leather pants for the full 10-minute sprint. Edgar's Krumans was knocking down jumpers left and right like a sniper to the tune of 9 points in the game. Carlos Lasmanis showed why he's straight up unstoppable sometimes, spinning and finishing at the rim. Popovic did his best Dame impression and drilled the two-pointer to tie the game at 20-all, but it would not be their day. Batman found Robin off the rebound, and the super duo sealed the win for Riga with the Tissot buzzer beater and ended the Debrecen drought. Lasmanis earned MVP honors for leading his team in player value and finally got over the Hungarian hump. Riga won their 4th Masters trophy and had their eyes set on another title at the Europe Masters.
We're gonna keep going and fight for the next one.
All right, we told you to hang around for that top 5, didn't we? Now it's time to show off the best mixtape material in Hungary. First off at number 5, let's check out Robin with the sweet behind-the-back superhero pass. At number 4 is Disco Domo, making people dance against their will again. In at number 3, Strahinja Stojic crossing and climbing for the two-handed smash. Second on the list, Marko Savic is serving dishes like Gordon Ramsay. delicious. And at number 1, Miroslav Pashailic better check his temperature because that step-back game winner was cold-blooded. All right, that's it for the Hungary Masters, y'all. But the FIBA 3x3 World Tour goes on with the Europe Masters to round out the week of incredible hoops. Remember, you can follow it live with the hashtag 3x3WT on FIBA 3x3 social media channels on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok.